Nam and the wisdom of knowing enough. Late one evening, Nam sat alone in his office. The city outside was quiet. The lights from the buildings reflected softly on the glass window. On his desk were maps, financial reports, project timelines, and a notebook filled with careful handwriting. For many years, Nam had led a large property group called Lotus Horizon. Lotus Horizon had grown very fast. It owned land in many provinces, planned large urban areas, and dreamed of building new cities where families could live, work, study, and grow. People admired Nam because he was ambitious. He saw opportunities before others. He moved quickly when others hesitated. He believed that land was the foundation of the future. And for a long time, that belief was right. The more land Lotus Horizon accumulated, the stronger the company appeared. The larger the map became, the more confident investors felt. The more projects were announced, the more people believed the company would never stop growing. But one night, Nam looked at the numbers again. The company already had enough land to develop for many years. There were still many large projects waiting to be built. Inventory was rising. Capital was becoming more expensive. Banks were becoming more careful with real estate lending. The world had changed. And Nam understood something that only mature leaders understand. Growth is not always expansion. Sometimes, true growth means knowing when to stop. The next morning, Nam called his senior team into a meeting. Everyone expected him to announce another land acquisition, another new province, another giant project, another bold move. But Nam stood quietly at the front of the room and said, "From today, we will stop chasing more land. We already have enough. Our mission now is not to become bigger on paper. Our mission is to create more value from what we already have." The room became silent. Some people were surprised. Some were worried. Some thought the market might misunderstand. But Nam continued calmly. "We are not retreating. We are focusing." That sentence changed everything. Nam explained his thinking. A company with too many unfinished projects is like a person carrying too many bags on a long journey. At first, the bags make him feel rich. But after many miles, they become heavy. If he keeps picking up more bags, he may never reach the destination. So Nam chose discipline. Instead of buying more land, Lotus Horizon would focus on completing existing projects. Instead of announcing more dreams, it would deliver real homes. Instead of spreading capital too thin, it would protect cash flow. Instead of measuring success by hectares, it would measure success by value per square meter. Nam wrote 4 words on the whiteboard: plan. Focus, execute, improve. Then he turned to his team and said, "This is our new strategy." That night, Nam went home later than usual. He made a cup of warm tea and sat by the window. The city was sleeping, but his mind was awake. He thought about Vietnam, a young country, a fast-growing economy, a place where families still dreamed of better homes, better communities, and better futures. But he also knew that real estate could be dangerous when companies became too hungry, too much land, too much debt, too many promises, too little execution. He had studied what happened in other countries. In China, some property giants had grown aggressively for years. They bought land, borrowed heavily, expanded quickly, and believed the market would always support them. But when credit tightened and buyers lost confidence, the strongest names became vulnerable. Some had to restructure debt, some defaulted, some disappeared from public markets. Nam did not want Lotus Horizon to follow that path. He understood the lesson clearly. The danger is not ambition. The danger is ambition without control. Over the next few months, Nam changed the way the company worked. He asked every project team to answer simple but difficult questions. Which projects can be launched first? Which projects create real demand? Which locations have infrastructure support? Which products are affordable for actual families? Which investments must be delayed? Which costs can be reduced without reducing quality? Which partnerships can help the company move faster? At first, the work was difficult. It was easier to dream than to prioritize. It was easier to buy land than to finish projects. It was easier to talk about the future than to build it. But Nam insisted. Every week he reviewed progress. Every month he checked cash flow. Every quarter he measured execution. He told his team, "A great company does not only know how to expand, a great company knows how to complete." Slowly, the company became sharper. Projects were reorganized. Capital was allocated more carefully. Designs were improved. Construction schedules became clearer. Sales teams focused on real customer needs. The finance team protected liquidity. The legal team accelerated project procedures. The strategy team studied global trends. And Nam kept asking one question: how do we create more value from what we already have? That question became the heart of the company. One evening, a young manager asked Nam, "Are we becoming less ambitious?" Nam smiled. "No," he said, "we are becoming more serious." The young manager did not understand at first, so Nam explained. When a company is young, ambition means going everywhere. But when a company becomes mature, ambition means choosing wisely. Anyone can chase more. Few people can focus deeply. Anyone can announce a project. Few people can complete it well. The young manager nodded slowly. Nam continued, "The market rewards size for a while, but in the long run, it rewards discipline." Years later, people would look back and understand Nam's decision. Stopping land expansion was not a sign of weakness. It was a sign of maturity. Lotus Horizon did not stop growing. It grew differently. It grew through better planning, better execution, better communities, better use of capital, better risk control, better value creation. Nam had learned that the most powerful word in business is not always more. Sometimes the most powerful word is enough. Enough land, enough ambition, enough speed, enough risk. And once a leader knows what is enough, he can finally focus on what truly matters. Before going to sleep that night, Nam wrote a few lessons in his notebook. First, land is only potential. Execution creates value. Second, scale without cash flow can become a burden. Third, credit conditions can change faster than confidence. Fourth, a strong company must prepare before the market forces it to change. Fifth, leadership is not only the courage to move forward, it is also the wisdom to stop at the right time. Sixth, the best strategy is not to do everything. The best strategy is to do the right things deeply. Finally, Nam wrote one last sentence. Knowing enough is not giving up. Knowing enough is choosing the path where success becomes sustainable. He closed the notebook. Outside, the city was calm. Inside, his mind was peaceful. Nam understood that tomorrow would still bring challenges. There would be investors to reassure, projects to complete, capital to manage, teams to guide, customers to serve. But he was no longer chasing everything. He had a plan. He had focus. He had discipline. And most importantly, he had the courage to build slowly, carefully, and successfully. As the night became quiet, Nam turned off the light. The city continued to breathe beneath the stars. And somewhere in the silence, a simple truth remained. The strongest leaders are not those who hold the most land. They are those who know how to turn what they already have into lasting value.